comedy and the ideas of comedy came easy to me. In the first place, the easy thing I did, I looked at as many pictures as I possibly could. When the bass is looking at a picture, no matter what happened, I said if they changed it a little bit, it would be funny.
Right.
So my whole angle was how to switch it around a little bit. As Laurel so often said, make it a little different.
Yes. Now, did you say you worked with him first and put him in pictures before he met Hardy?
Oh, yeah, well...
I was wondering how they got together.
Somebody told me there was a man and wife, a comedian, very funny, at a Vaudeville house on Main Street. I went down, saw him, I liked him, signed him under contract there that night for 7 years. Brought him back to the studio, and that was before pan-chromatic film. And he has very light blue eyes, and his eyes didn't photograph, and on the screen he looked almost blind. So we couldn't use him in pictures, but I'd already put him under contract, so he was a writer at the studio for the first several months. Then panchromatic film came in, which photographed blue better than the old film did.
Yeah.
We made a test of him, and he looked all right. And it just happened that Laurel and Hardy happened to be in the first picture. Hardy was working for us as a heavy at that time.
A villain?
Yes, not at all the type that he played with Laurel. But the two were together, and in the projection room I saw, and there was an affinity between. There was something that one guy sort of fit the other. So I told him to make Leo McCary, a very fine director, was working for us at the time. He became one of the tops of the business.
Yes.
And I told Leo, let's figure to put these two in a better, you know what I mean, and see if one won't complement the other, which they did. And the thing that made Laurel and Hardy so important as a team was exactly what I say. They fit each other. The one guy, you did something funny. You cut to either one of them. You got a laugh out of what their reaction. You cut to the other, and you got his reaction, which was another laugh. So we would get 3 laughs, while one you would get with an ordinary. But their desires were so entirely different. In their off time, that is, their leisure time, that except for certain parties, like the Mayfair parties and things like that, they seldom were together. I mean, Laurel had a boat. He loved the ocean. He loved fishing. He worked harder than Hardy did, and he would usually go home when he was shooting and rest. And when he wasn't shooting, he was on his boat most of the time.
What about Hardy?
And what?
What did Hardy do?
Well, Hardy played golf and played gin rummy after, in the club afterwards, and he was quite a sort of a country club kind of a fellow. And I never heard them have one word of any kind of a dispute of any kind any time in the studio when they were working, or off as far as that's concerned. But as far as associating with each other,
they didn't.
When the day's work was done, one went one way and one went the other. Next to Chaplin, Stan Laurel was as good a gag man as there was in the business. But on to the creation of the subject to be photographed, he was not good. But he never would, I never could get him to admit it. And he always had the desire, like so many other comedians, to be the whole works, that is, to direct, write, and act, you know what I mean, in his own pictures.
This is Stan Laurel now.
Yes, Stan Laurel. Yeah. But his basic idea of plot was not very good. But outside as a gag man, that is, to a little individual funny things that...
This is my friend, Mr. Laurel.
I hope I find you well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tea.
The guy that was supposed to find the house, a guy worked for us, had a bungalow in the same street. We made a deal with him to take his bungalow. He'd go on a vacation. We put a watchman there every night. We're going to wreck his house, but redo it when he gets through with someone. Well, what actually happened, the crew going out, they saw a house that looked exactly the same. So they got out. The guy says the key won't open the door. The guy The director says, we're going to break the door down anyway, just break the door open. For 2 weeks, they tore this house apart. They got one more day to go, and a man, wife, and 2 kids pull up. They practically fainted. We had the wrong house.
Out of your long life and your many accomplishments, what would you most like to be remembered for?
I think that I would most like to be remembered for the laughter that I gave the people of the world.